Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
Oh, but the fire's so delightful. Oh.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Bum.
Boom. Yeah, do you like my Robin Williams impersonation there? Oh, God. Alright, anyways. Season's greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5, ho-ho.
Oh, and welcome to Christmas in July. Oh, the show where we do a Christmas special every day of the month of July, and it kind of makes you crazy and whatnot, but... Oh, yes, and I finally have a Santa hat. Alright, enough with the Robin Williams.
I think someone's had too much of a white Christmas.
Oh, God.
No, I'm sorry, that's too dark, because at the time of this show, we actually did have a problem with that.
Was that an eggnog joke?
No, I was going much darker than that, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
He actually, at the time of the show, he did actually have a problem with cocaine, so...
Ooh, okay, that could explain a couple things, like comedic timing-wise. Alright, so anyways, let's kind of explain which Christmas special we're going to review today, Blue Dragon 5. Mork's First Christmas, the Season 1, Episode 12, I believe?
Yes.
Of the classic sitcom, Mork and Mindy. This is the very first episode of Mork and Mindy I have ever seen, and I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, Blue Dragon 5, you want to give us a little background?
Sure. Mork and Mindy is a fantastic show, in my opinion. It ran for 4 seasons. It was a spin-off of Happy Days along with Laverne and Shirley, another great Happy Days spin-off. Let me do a little explanation to how Mork and Mindy does tie in the Happy Days.
I'm very curious about this.
Okay, so simply this. Basically, 2 episodes kind of tied in the Happy Days initially.
Okay.
So it doesn't really appear. It doesn't appear regularly on Happy Days, in case you're curious. So Mindy is not on the Happy Days show.
Honestly, that's kind of what I assumed, just because it's like, well, is it like she a character? Okay, but how's the actual connection?
Okay, here's the momentous occasion. Actually, if you can find it, it was really well done on YouTube. At some point, I found on YouTube at some point. It's this biography movie. It's being the cast actors to reenact what happened in real life.
Oh, okay. Huh.
This thing called like the Mork and Mindy. I think it's the Mork and Mindy story. Basically, Mork and Mindy biography movie.
Right. You know what? I might have seen that at some point because I remember it was like back in the time. Like I remember there was a Three Stooges one. Yeah. It was like they were making a lot of them back then.
Yeah, it was really good. It tells you the story like the show from its beginning to its end.
I'm actually 90% sure I watched that as a kid.
And
yeah.
Something you may notice, I noticed is really amused by, is that the actor that plays Mork, plays Robin Williams, is the actor that played young Adam West in Adam and Bert Return to the Batcave. And that's even better if you ask me. But the point is, it's the same actor, so the. Yeah, that's a good actor too, by the way. He really sells you as Robin Williams, especially. Anyway, the point is, here's the story.
Okay.
Okay, so Gary Marshall, a lot of success with Happy Days, and again, this is getting towards the point where they're kind of jumping the shark. I forget if it was before or after the little jumping of the shark. I can't quite recall. I think it was before, though. I'm going to say it's before because Richie was still in the show at this point.
Okay, right on.
Anyway, so this is not their idea. So the point is, Richie had a dream where he fell asleep and he basically dreamed that he encountered a space alien.
Mm-hmm.
And that space alien was Mork.
Oh, God.
And essentially he showed Mork around, the classic Mork shtick where he's from another planet, he has a lot of quirks and personality quirks and abilities, and he's causing mischief. And I forget if he was plotting it. I don't think he was plotting an invasion, but regardless, he was going to take Richie home with him. Basically, the Fonz stepped in. An even more momentous occasion happened because the Fonz did battle with Mork, and it was pretty much a draw until Mork cheated.
Okay, I need to see this. I need to see this immediately.
Mork did cheat, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. He cheated. Anyway, so the point is, Mork got to start there. It's basically it was a dream. I think that in the end, regardless, they wrote it off as a dream. I forget exactly how it played out, so whether it really happened, then Mork just erased it from everybody's mind, or I think it was a dream entirely, though.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a dream entirely. The point is, from that dream, we got Mork, the idea of doing a Mork spinoff. So they basically brought in a wacky guy to do an alien, and it was Robin Williams, and they said, what if we made this into a series? they did a first episode. Now, the first episode, mind you, Happy Days is set in the 50s. Now, as Happy Days went on, it actually aged. So, I mean, it does transition into the 60s as the seasons progress.
Okay.
So, in real time, does pass in the Happy Days universe.
So, unlike that 70s show?
Yeah, pretty much. And
well, that
so, like,
70s show, I think technically the last episode is 1980, New Year's Eve. But, anyways, I digress.
Anyway, the point is, so Happy Days does transition. That opens the door to Laverne and Shirley. Laverne and Shirley is also set in the 50s, but it's more, because it came in later in the show, it was a little more closer to the 60s.
Right.
So it aged a little faster than Happy Days. Point is, those two were tied in together regardless. And then we have first episode of Mork and Mindy, which is in the 70s. Now, that's set where we are currently. Well, back then.
Yeah.
So,
oh god, now we're getting into a Back to the Future Hill Valley situation.
So the point is, Mork.
And it's almost
times,
2015.
Point is, in the 70s, and what would now be modern time for them, Mindy McConnell in Boulder, Colorado, she an egg lands near her as, like, I think her car breaks down or something, and an egg lands. And from that egg hatches Robin Williams as Mork. And essentially, the last connection to Happy Days that was during this is basically Mork's telling her story, which flashes back to Happy Days, which is an excuse to get our actors back.
Oh, God.
And from a business side, it's basically getting the two shows promoted. So Laverne was also in this episode. So Laverne and Shirley gets promoted, so does Happy Days. Because the Fonz, essentially, Mork comes there to visit Richie, but Richie's on vacation. So the Fonz is there because, you know, we need the Fonz there, of course.
Oh.
So Fonz is there, basically hooking Mork up with a date just to explain how women work on Earth.
So the Fonz isn't still bitter with Mork about the fight?
Well, again, it might have been
either a dream, right?
Either a dream. I'm pretty sure it originally started as a dream, but then they just wanted to bring it back, so they might have just said it happened. I forget if they retconned it or not. Regardless.
And it wasn't Robin Williams in his first appearance, was it, or was it?
On Happy Days, that was his first appearance. This is his second appearance now.
No, but I'm asking, like, was it Robin Williams from the start, or did they have another actor originally?
No, it was always they cast a different guy, but they never shot because the costume didn't fit him.
Oh God. Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, plus they like Robin better.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Again, his ability to improv truly got him the job.
Oh God, yes, indeed.
Essentially, they were looking for like what they had no idea what an alien would sound like on TV, and basically Robin just did it like he came with a million things at once, and that was Mork's stamp, and that's what got him the role. That's what Mork would do. Like basically, I think the thing that really got him the job is he sat in the chair with his head.
Okay.
That's Mork's
right.
He sits in a chair with his head first.
Right. Oh God.
Anyway, so the point is he had a flashback and Mork's getting set up on a date by Fonzie to date Laverne DeFazio.
Oh no.
And basically things don't go well, and it's comedic, and basically she's running around in panic. A lot of funny improv happened during that, and essentially, that just kicked off just the connection between Happy Days and Mork and Mindy, and then Mork got a show.
Connection.
Yeah, and that's all he ever appeared on Happy Days.
It was so you're saying it's essentially like a promotional tie-in gimmick, and then it's like, yeah, let's do a show out of it. Oh God. Okay.
Exactly. And then it took off from there, basically. So, in a nutshell, is for the show, Mork he comes down from Ork. He's sent there by his leaders, some planet named Orson.
Wow.
So Orson's
naming there.
Now unfortunately, Orson doesn't appear in this episode, but he mentions him.
Okay.
Usually, it's very rare for Orson not to appear in an episode, by the way, because he's the ending to every episode.
I'm gonna kind of go out on a limb and say that name is a reference to Orson Welles.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For
nice.
The War of the Worlds broadcast.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And also, Mork continually makes fat jokes about him at the end of each episode.
Really?
Yes, he says, "Oh yes, your big ship," or yes, a lot of. He always makes a fat joke about Orson.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And point is, so they can't even give you like the bottle format of the Mork and Mindy episodes. So Mork he was sent by Orson and the people of Ork to study Earth, just study the planet.
Uh-huh.
And to report back to Orson each episode. Basically, at the end of the episode, he holds his nose or whatnot, and he basically says, "Nanu, Nanu." Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. And he says, "What is it, Mork?" And he sounds pretty much like that. I don't sound like I'm tooting my own horn there. It's pretty much this deep, booming voice from above. What is it, Mork? You never see Orson.
Oh,
What did you
okay.
learn?
Oh,
What did
God.
you learn this week? And he kind of tells you the moral of the episode or what he learned at
Very
the
good,
end.
very
And
good.
so Mork, he comes down there. He rooms with Mindy, so he's a roommate of Mindy's after he came down there. She knows he's an alien, and there are other characters find out about it at some point. Mindy's father. Mindy's father found out later on in the first season. Mindy's grandmother found out.
This the father who plays the guy who plays Mindy's father.
Yeah,
What is his
Conrad
name?
Janis. I believe it's Conrad Janis, if I'm right.
I need to look him up because he sounds familiar. But anyways, go on.
Yeah, he's great. But the point is, so yeah, her father and the grandmother know at this point. I don't think, as recalling it, no one else knows, and that's the big secret. Don't let anyone know he's an alien, so he has to act human, but he's not too good at it.
Ooh, wackiness ensues.
Yeah, wackiness ensues. You got a lot of wacky characters too, and as seasons progress, unfortunately, networks were fickle back then. If you watch the TV movie, you'll see how fickle they are because at times they let go of characters, then they bring them back.
Oh God! Oh
Season 3.
no.
It only went for 4 seasons. Then 4 is the truly desperate season. The first 2 seasons are the best. 3's okay, and then 4 is just
How many episodes per season are we talking about?
I don't. It's usually like 4 discs per season, but I'm not trying to recall.
So about.
I'd say like in the range of 20. I'm saying like in
Okay,
the range of like
okay.
23 or something for season 1.
That sounds about right. Okay.
That's my assumption, though. I haven't looked at it in a while.
Yeah, that's about on average.
So yeah, the point is, Moore comes in there. He learns a life lesson in an episode, learning about Earth. And he gets in shenanigans, and he rooms with Mindy. A lot of his quirks, and his quirks include things like, again, he says Nanu Nanu sits on his head. He can do his fingers. I always love the gag with his finger. He can. His finger works like a mouth, so he can suck a drink down with his finger.
Oh God!
So he'll stick. So let's say you have a glass of water or a glass of orange juice. He'll stick his finger in there, and basically the drink will go down because he's drinking it, and that's how he ingests things.
Oh wow!
And there's a funny gag where he was going on a drunken rampage once, and basically he had like 10 glasses, and he stuck his fingers in them. So the point is, Mork, his body chemistry gets into a lot of trouble at times because he's working. He's an alien, and does wacky shtick. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. He learns something. He loves Mindy more like as his best friend. As time progresses, they eventually get into a relationship. Then they get married and have a kid. So
Oh God! Oh God!
that's essentially that's the whole show in a nutshell. It's about their relationship together. And I want to say this right off the bat. I've always loved Mindy McConnell. I love Pam Dalber as Mindy.
Yeah. She.
In real life,
she
she's
really did a lot to do this episode, but very attractive for sure.
Oh yeah, in real life, she's Mark Harmon's wife, by the way.
Okay.
Anyone who's an NCIS fan, that's
right.
But yeah, I always thought Mindy was so adorable.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love her character. She's just dealing with this madman.
Indeed.
I think that's pretty much. I think it's as good as a recap as I can get.
Okay, fair enough. So let's get into the recap of the actual episode entitled Mork's First Christmas, appropriately enough. So we start with Mindy, and she is hanging up. She's putting up cards, right? Christmas cards.
Yes.
And then of course in comes Mork. Ho ho! And
in his rainbow suspenders.
Oh, that's just such a great costume. I love it.
Which, by the way, that was Robin Williams' shtick back in the day too, when he was doing stand-up.
Right? Yeah. That was like his original thing. Oh God. He looks really young. He must be like in his maybe late 20s, early 30s.
Well, this was his first role, Tiki.
Okay, so do you know how young he is here?
I want to say late, from 28 to 30.
Okay, so that's right around the area I'm thinking.
That's my assumption.
Anyways, he bursts in, he's basically like, Mindy, there's a roaming gang terrorizing the whole neighborhood, and everyone's been caught up with this Christmas plague.
So, suffice it to say, Mork is misinterpreting the holidays because he's from space.
There's just Robin Williams, it's just like a gag a mile a minute with this guy. It's like it'd be literally impossible to just sit here and list them all off, and it's great.
So pretty much he's marketing. Sorry, not marketing. He's experiencing Christmas as this he thinks Christmas is this violent, scary holiday. I mean, people want to sing songs about decking the halls, and this scary Santa Claus.
He literally takes the deck the halls thing as like a chant. Like, they keep on running around singing deck the halls, deck the halls, deck the halls.
Like, I feel bad for the halls, and then they say, no, it's just a song. It's a song about beating people up. Tell it to the halls, stuff like, and also Santa Claus. Oh man, he has weapons. Scary.
Oh,
even it's funny stuff he's saying, mind you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But I love how Mindy, she quickly sits down. She explains like, oh, Mork, that's a human holiday, and he's just like, oh, well, that explains it.
And he's just like, wait until I tell Orson about it, and that's the only mention we get of Orson in the episode. Because
unfortunately, it went over my head.
Unfortunately, Orson, again, every episode, take in mind, at the end of every episode, except for this one for some strange reason, rewatching, I was kind of taken aback.
Weird.
I was taken aback by watching this episode, because every episode ends with him saying, Mork calling Orson, Mork calling Orson, says, what is it, Mork? And things, says, goodbye, your fatness. Nanu.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's really odd. I mean, maybe they just, I would say that they wanted to just squeeze more story in, but really, we were kind of talking about this. There really isn't a lot of story here. It's just gags. So, I don't know. Robin Williams has a lot of great improv in this episode, but like, how long did the Orson things genuinely last? Like about a minute?
About a minute or two.
Okay, so I assume you just have to cut out some Robin Williams hijinks. So.
Well, I mean, here they had something else in its place, though. It's something a little more.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Anyway, keep going. What's happening next?
Okay, so anyway, Mindy, she's explaining Christmas. She's like, oh, and it celebrates Jesus Christ at his birth, and then Mork's like, oh, Jesus, you mean the let's see, the guy what's he say? The guy. I'm sorry. Shoot. It's the guy at the Boulder Stereo. Ho. Oh God. So anyways,
and that's like we should address that. That's pretty much they have to see it in somehow. Not every special has to do this. It's kind of a rare occurrence. You don't see it nowadays of kind of seeing in that. Yeah, it is technically a religious holiday, somewhat.
Yeah, that's true, right?
Let's face facts here, folks. Yours is really about just giving in the holiday spirit, but
yeah, if watching all these Christmas specials has taught us anything, it's definitely that spirit triumphs overall.
Yeah.
And speaking of holiday spirit, in comes Susan. Yeah.
Okay, now let me explain.
Character, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oddly enough. Okay, so let me explain Susan here real quick.
Okay.
So Susan is pretty much as she's presented here. You got pretty much up to speed on her. An old friend of Mindy's who's always really snobby and rich. She means well. She just
reminds me of Cecilia Hodes from Weeds. I don't know if you watch Weeds, but
unfortunately, no.
It's Nancy's upper class soccer mom rival. Yeah, she's a great character, but
I'm thinking a little more like Bates Motel with Christine, but.
Oh yes! Oh God, yeah, she's totally Christine.
The point is, Susan's whole shtick is pretty much what you see here. The rich snobby friend. She means well. She's just too stuck up and in her rich ways to kind of realize that she's sounding obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I can't recall if I'm remembering this correctly, but later on, again, I told you the influx of new characters replace old characters. So season 3, we get 4 new characters in season 3, and unfortunately we get rid of the 2 best ones, which were Mindy's father and grandmother.
Oh.
Again, it's for a season though, or at least I forget when they bring them back. Maybe it's 2 they get rid of them, and then they bring them back for 3. So one of those 2.
Okay.
Point is they get rid of them for a season.
But
then they realize it was a stupid decision, so the networks they bring them back.
I really like Mork's little dynamic with Susan, where it's like she enters, she's like, oh, Mork. She's like, go, Sue.
Yeah. So essentially, the other thing though, I think in the first episode they made this clear that she. I think she was flirting with Mork in her first appearance.
I was wondering about that. Yeah, there did seem to be a little bit of sexual tension there.
Like she's not
in places.
It's like right now she's not doing it because she knows it's kind of pointless at this point because he just doesn't get it.
Right.
But still, it's like a little bit like there's an inkling that for her it's like if it works, it works. If not, I don't really care. But the point is, the thing I was getting at with her and the new characters things, I think there's another blonde character that's either identical to her personality or it is her. I can't recall because it's basically the blonde woman with a lot of money. who befriends Mindy's cousin.
Okay.
So who we're going to be introduced to in like some other season. So I think it's still her. So Susan does reoccur a lot.
Okay, okay. So she's not like main cast, but she's definitely an important supporting character. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Mindy greets Susan, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm surprised you're here because there's no valet parking." Good quip.
Oh, she's not uber important. I mean, she'll in the first season she's not doesn't appear that often. When she does appear, she'll appear.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going.
And then I really like how Mork, he's just like roughing her coat. A lot of good physical humor. And then so let's see.
Essentially, she.
Yep.
I was gonna say, like, I think she just represents for the holiday special in terms of again breaking down the formula. She kind of represents commercialism for the holidays.
Oh yeah, and by the way, this is definitely a special where I cannot think of a Scrooge.
There's
not one.
Wait a second. I could have sworn I saw a Scrooge here.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, unless you count like the brief little bit with the people fighting over the, but they don't get the Christmas spirit though. You can't be a Scrooge unless you get the Christmas spirit in the end.
Well, I say it's like you don't really. There's no Scrooge, but it's a technical Scrooge if you really want to be technical about it.
What's the technical?
Well,
Scrooge?
I mean, like how everyone reacts during the gifts, and they come to getting into.
Oh God, yeah.
They get reminded of what the Christmas spirit is, so I guess that's somewhat of a Scrooge arc.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying like like with someone like Susan, it's like she's very artificial about it, but she is in the spirit. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that doesn't really count.
She doesn't get redeemed technically, but anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, so let me see. So. Oh yes, but I do like though she does represent commercialism. She's like the physical embodiment of commercialism, and she's a bragger saying, "Oh yes, I have like 6 of these and whatnot." Very very rich, saying, "Oh, only the fanciest stuff for my Christmas." And again, just out of just ignorance, really.
So basically, Blue Dragon 5. I really like how this episode is essentially like a reverse of the Happy Days Guess Who's Coming to Christmas, because. Because in Guess Who's Coming to Christmas, we have like a really sympathetic character in Fonzie who gets invited to Christmas and it's all warm and fuzzy. But in this, we've got a very unsympathetic, unlikable character who Mork, Mork's just adorable because basically it's set up like, Susan, I mean, given her personality, she really doesn't have that, she really doesn't have a lot of people to spend time with on Christmas. And she does mention how she has
a boyfriend.
Yes, a boyfriend with a wife, and she's like, "Oh, I can't believe how selfish he is. He just has this little thing about spending Christmas with his wife."
Yeah.
And then also there's that great bit about where Mork's like, "Oh, well, why don't you just invite the wife with her, with you?" And then so she's just like, "Oh, well, she doesn't know I exist." And then Mork's just like, "Oh, well, that would explain why you didn't get a card."
Yeah. I kind of like how she's paired up with Mork a lot in this first scene here. And again, if she represents commercialism, Mork is the opposite of commercialism. That's kind of a nice pairing right there.
Oh yeah, because Mork, it's like he hears that she's going to be alone on Christmas, and he just instantly, it's like, I love how quickly he attaches to the idea. I assume that's very much a part of his character.
Oh yeah, spontaneous generosity.
Oh yeah, but he just, he's just overwhelmed. He just really, he wants, he just insists that Susan join them for Christmas, and but
so, I was going to say Mindy's not too thrilled.
No, she's not all that excited about it. So she
Mork's about to invite her, then Mindy says, "Mork, can I speak with you real quick?" And this is kind of bothers me staging wise because she can hear you. She isn't really whispering or anything. She's right there.
Right.
When it's like she's saying, "You were about to invite her." Oh, of course, man. Why wouldn't I invite her?
That's true. She is like kind of sitting right there. It's like we even cut back to her from time to time, don't we?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then essentially Mork says, "Well, didn't you say we have to invite our fellow men, no matter our fellow human around the holidays when they're alone?" Says, "Well, yeah." Says, But not hers is when you were lying to me. So this whole
No,
holiday's a sham.
yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I guess this holiday's a trap. It was a nice idea. He's not really upset by it. He just kind of accepts it, you know.
Yeah. He's just shrugging it off. Like, okay, well, this is a nice try. Okay.
Okay, screw this.
No. Okay, we'll invite her. And okay, go on and invite her. Says, hey, Susan, can you come over? Says, oh, I have to wake up. I'll call you. I'll wake you up. Say, oh, if you really want me over that bad.
Yeah, he's like really desperate about it. Oh god, good stuff.
Oh, please.
Then of course we get a good physical bit with Mork. He's just like literally just rubbing his head on Mindy's shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Again, those two make a cute couple, and again, I love Mindy. She's cool.
Yeah, and I love how in the scene, like Mindy's just like Susan's like, oh well, I have plans, and then Mindy's like, oh well, that's just too bad. I'm so sorry you can't join us.
She's so happy that she can't join her. Well, then have it around one. Can you have it around one?
Oh god. And then of course Mork, he's just being super accommodating.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's established. She's
invited.
Yeah, she's gonna spend Christmas Eve with them, and then she's like on her way out. She's like, oh, and just to let you know, I don't like dark meat. And the Mork's like, oh, well, we better make sure the turkey's Caucasian.
It's the simple gags, really.
Okay. Next scene. Oh god, Blue Dragon 5. I'm gonna feel terrible if this actor isn't who I think it is, but is it Gary Coleman?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think? Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think it's just an actual kid.
Yeah, it looks very Gary Coleman-esque. Like, you see where I got that idea, right?
Yeah, I see. I don't think it is.
In fact, I even saw the character. In the opening credits. And I was like, wait, what? Is that Gary?
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, I think Gary Coleman's shorter.
Yeah, right. Okay. So enter Gary Coleman lookalike, I guess.
Well, let's just call him by his name. He's Eugene.
Okay,
now,
enter Eugene. All right.
Usually on Mork and Mindy, think about the kids. Eugene's the regular, but also they bring like a few other kids. Like as Mork gets a job later on. Mork goes from job to job at times, again, mostly for study of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And the main job he has, at least for a season, I think it's season 3, is he runs a daycare, or at least he works at a daycare. Okay. He works at a daycare, and the kids love him because he's like a big kid. He's an alien.
Oh, look at me and all my goofy alien antics. Oh.
And like these two girls, they keep coming back along with Eugene and the kid. And kids here and there, but usually it's a 3 reoccurring kids. So the one actually they have like a reoccurring fat joke with the kid. So it's this little girl who always says, "Where's the food?" God. And that's what happens.
All right,
that, and you have like the nice girl, and then you have Eugene. So
yeah. So Eugene, he's delivering a Christmas tree. What's Eugene like usually do on this show? Is he just delivering a Christmas tree for the hell of it because it's Christmas?
He's usually just Mork's pal. Like he'll hang out with him now and again, or like he'll stop by the apartment, and then basically he'll kind of motivate a story to help Mork and kind of get to the next place from point A to point B.
Okay. So
usually he'll visit the record store because Mindy's father owns a music store.
Okay, there was a reference to the record store with Jesus. Like, what's that about? Is that just a Hispanic stereotype thing, or what?
What about Jesus?
Well, when Mindy's mentioning Jesus, Mork's like, "Oh, is that the guy that runs the record store?"
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's just the Mexican joke.
Oh God.
Well, but the point is, I think I forgot it was actually phrased like if it's phrased like that, then it's definitely interpreted to mean that.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, Mindy's father and grandmother, father owns a music store, so they sell instruments and records and stuff.
Okay, nice.
And the grandmother also works there.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure that's if I'm remembering correctly, that's her mother's mother.
Okay.
just to clarify, anyways, the father's like a conductor in an orchestra, or at least formally. And now he plays music and stuff.
All right, cool. So, okay, so let's see, where was
So he'll hang out with him at the music store, and then like get in the shenanigans there. The point is, Eugenie's bringing the tree in there, and basically kind of establishes the Xmas rules, if you will.
Yeah, I do like the quick line. It's not very subtle, but Mork's just like, he's freaking out about the tree. Like, why would you bring a tree to this house? What's the meaning of this? Oh,
it's a tree in bondage too.
Yeah.
I think he says that you're a weird kid, Eugene.
Yeah, Gary. God, I keep wanting to call him Gary Coleman. God damn it.
Call me Eugene.
I literally have it written down in my notes as Coleman. I feel
Coleman
terrible.
Reese.
Oh God. Okay. Anyways, no, but Eugene, he makes a crack like, sometimes, Mork, you act like you're from another world. Oh, it's funny because he literally is from another world.
All right.
Okay. So, as you said, Eugene, he's kind of laid out the rules of Christmas.
So you need a tree, you need a turkey, and you need gifts. And gifts attracts Mork right there. He says, "Oh, wait, I need gifts."
Yeah, so I'm very concerned about this.
Yeah. So again, I like how they addressing the Christmas formula, which is what we kind of do here.
Mm-hmm.
I like how it's not just a last minute thing. It's just Mork literally didn't know we needed gifts for the holidays, or at least he's still unsure like how the gifts thing works.
Yeah, technically it is like last minute. I mean, but yeah, you're right. It's
more justified, though.
It's not because of neglect, for sure. Yeah, because with a lot of these, it's just like literally like you said, like, why is Barbara Gordon doing her Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve, for example?
Right? I would think she'd be on top of this sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, that is a very, very much a running thing. And, of course, the thing that I still can't get over from our very first Christmas in July, like, why does the boarding house and Hey Arnold do their Christmas Secret Santa exchange literally the day before Christmas Eve? Is it like some sort of sadistic, like, challenge? Like, okay, now you have one day to go out and buy a present on the business.
Well, it might have been 2 days, now I think about it. Are you sure it wasn't 2 days?
No, it was literally they draw the names on December 23rd, and then the next day it's December 24th. So yeah, they get the names on the night of the 23rd, and then they have the 24th to get the gift. And then technically they're exchanging the gifts on the 24th, so they literally have just one day. Okay, so anyways, I'm sorry for that little rant.
So I love Susan stops by. I love the opening. I love this joke. I love how she says she's so conceited, but again it's out of ignorance, so we can't hate her for it.
Right.
She says, "Knock, knock." Says, "Who's there?"
Oh.
Susan. Susan who? I forget what the next part was. Point is, it wasn't a very good knock knock joke. Not much of a knock knock joke.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not much of a knock. No, it's a terrible setup for a knock knock joke.
Right.
Oh, no, he says terrible setup later. I'm sorry.
Anyways, the point is, that's not a really funny knock knock joke. Opens the door and it's Susan. Yay! And Susan bringing by a little Christmas gift.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a little thing for decoration more so. She brings like this nice looking little angel top.
I could not stop laughing at this. I literally had to go back and he's just like, "Oh, any friend of yours is a friend of mine. This house, fly, my friend, be free." And
it just smashed. Oh, I love practical.
Just Robin Williams' delivery. It's priceless.
He does that a lot, actually.
Stop laughing.
He does throw things a lot, saying "be free" or "fly," and they do great. Particularly eggs. Because he thinks eggs are organs. Originally, he says, "Be free!" I killed them. It's a funny gag when that happens. But anyway, so at first, what would made you laugh more? Is the fact that he just does it that fast, or the fact that you think it was like a prized possession of hers?
I guess maybe the fact that he thinks it's a prized possession and he does that.
Yeah, but. Yeah, Mork feels bad. Says, "Oh, I feel regret now." I'm sorry I broke your friend. He says, "Oh, don't worry, I got 6 more at home."
Yeah.
I'll say the next one with Mindy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically, bye-bye.
Yeah, why does Susan? I guess that's just like a really quick stopover. Like, oh, I'm just gonna drop off this gift really quick. It seemed like a random scene just for that gag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh God! But what else is new? What else is new with Christmas?
Oh, I like how Eugene, after she leaves, again, it's kind of potent that, kind of important that it's after she leaves, because again, commercialism just walks in the door for a second.
Literally, yes.
And then she kind of establishes how commercialism is, because she has 6 more of these things at home.
Right, and I like how she literally, like, when Mork's like, oh, I'd like to introduce you to my main man, Eugene. Oh, and she's just like, oh, well, Mork, blah 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 blah. Hello.
Yeah, she pats the kid on the head, and the kid gives a funny look, like, ugh.
Yeah, he literally just, I like how it's very subtle, but he just goes back into his chair all pissed off looking.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But something important, again, kind of literally commercialism walks in, something who has no emotional attachment to anything, because again, she has like more of it at home. That's important because what Eugene says.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Eugene says, remember Mork, it's about giving. Oh, let me look this thing up real quick. I got it right in front of me here. What does it say? Oh, yeah, it's the importance. Yeah, it's basically about the importance of giving.
Right.
It's the importance of getting gifts, not getting gifts. It's all about the holiday niceness and so forth.
Sure.
And I love the cut, by the way. The following is again, it's kind of sandwiched in there with commercialism. Okay, so again, so she leaves. There's some commercial that's at the door, but then he says, "Remember, Mork, it's about the importance of giving, being nice and brotherly love around the holidays." Then we cut to violent shopping.
This is literally like probably one of the best representations of, like, I guess Black Friday wasn't a thing yet. But it's very much like that sort of mentality, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
So essentially, it's chaotic. People are fighting over swords, about to kill each other, and like Eugene's looking for Mork. Mork! Where are you, Mork? And we see like he's hiding below the stand of clothes.
Oh, yeah, I love this detail that Mork can't be around a lot of... Blue Dragon, I literally have this. Blue Dragon. I am not even joking. Like, this is like, oh God, like even when I go into like grocery stores and stuff and it's too crowded, I will literally get freaked out and have panic attacks.
Well, to be honest with you, I think it's more so that it's going nuts out there. That's the reason he's hiding.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, with just the general chaos of crowds and whatnot. Like, I could very much relate to that. So,
well, as much as I love Comic-Con, I'm not too crazy about the crowds.
Right, and I'm starting to feel the same way about just Disney and Universal parks. Like, that's why I kind of prefer Six Flags, because they're nice and quiet, not like 4 hours. By the way, Harry Potter, just really quick, this is totally off topic, but since you bring up crowds and theme parks and whatnot, and, just crowds in general. So... The Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened, and did you hear about this? Blue Dragon 5 had opened yesterday, and
did someone get trampled?
I mean, probably.
That sounds like a setup for someone being trampled.
Do you want to take a wild guess at what the wait time was for Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts?
2 hours?
Just a wild guess.
2 hours.
Oh God, no.
5 hours?
450 minutes. Think about that. 400. Like, I can't even calculate how many hours that is. 450 minutes.
Hold on a second. So let's see. So you said 450 minutes?
450.
Let's see. It's 2, 4. About 6 hours, Sticky.
Jesus Christ.
About 6 to 7 hours. That's about how long it is.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's all I'm saying.
I remember the first time I've only ridden one of the Harry Potter rides once. The first one, I guess, the one where you're in the chair and sliding around. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And I was there. It was like a 2-hour wait, and I was kind of like, well, I mean, it must be some good experience, and it's 2 hours long. I was saying it's kind of ridiculous wait time, but yeah. It was fun, though.
2 hours is manageable. I've waited 2 hours for Space Mountain. That's manageable.
I'm just saying, like,
6 hours is ridiculous.
That is.
You're literally... The thing I can't understand with these queue lines is that it's like... With 6 hours, it's like you are literally taking up, like, most of the day to experience one attraction. So you are literally paying, like, close to $100 to experience one thing. But anyways, we're getting, like, way so off.
Can I ask one quick thing real quick?
Yeah, but quickly.
what if a way to kind of revolutionize the line waiting process? What if there were like shaded chairs to wait and like move like a conveyor belt? Then it like just went around the whole.
That'd be great.
I'm saying, but like before you get to the actual standing in line part, when you're inside the building, inside the ride.
And they could like literally like put like a mini like like they always do really good pre-shows anyways, but we really need to get back on topic.
Right. Okay. Going back. So basically, it's going nuts around the holiday. People are over there killing each other over sweaters, and like you just say, "More, you gotta get out of there. We gotta shop." And you say, "It's nuts out there. I'm not going out there."
But
then,
he
like,
comes up with a brilliant plan.
I know. Hold on for a second. Then like the salesman pops his head under and says, "Get out from under there." They're digging it. Then Mork just panics because again it's really chaotic out. He's scared to death.
Oh yeah.
And it basically says. He does like his intercom thing because he can do that because he's Mork. He's Norkin. Says, 110% off, second floor. Second floor, having 100%. We're having a big sale, second floor, 110% off. And
I love the concept of 110% off because that literally means that the store is paying you money.
It's hilarious. And I love Mork saying, "I'm sorry, it was just getting nuts in there," and then basically the salesman says, "That's perfectly all right. They'll be back. There's no second floor."
They'll be back when they find out there's not a second floor. It's like, who does that? Like, who goes into a shop and doesn't take account of like, okay, there's just one floor here.
Well, Tiki, when you hear 110% off, it's like when you hear like 1,000,000 to 1 bet. You gotta make the bet.
Oh god. So
anyway, Mork he only has $12 to his name to spend. He needs to get presents for 4 people for $12. So eventually comes the realization of let's make them.
I like the shopkeeper's line of $12. Oh, go do your shopping at McDonald's.
To the Golden Arches.
To the Golden Arches. Oh. Let's see. What can you buy 4 people for $12? It's like get one a value meal. Want a nice fish fillet. Maybe like a dessert combo for one person.
Give me a small. Give me a small fry. Give me 3 Happy Meal toys.
Yeah, exactly. Just go and stock up on Happy Meal toys, and you're good. You could get like multiple Happy Meal toys for each person with that budget. All right. Anyways.
So he gets the idea. Let's make them.
Mm.
So let's see. So Mork is psyched out of his mind for gifts.
Oh yeah.
He's hiding them. He's like all psyched, and basically a minute comes by, and he comes to the realization that you got to wrap these things. You're supposed to wrap them. He says, "Yeah, silly," and. Like the bit where he's like shaking a gift under the tree, and he's like, basically, he says, "No, don't shake it." And he says, "Oh, I see what you're doing there."
Well, just in general, I love the comedic timing of how like Mork is just like, he is like so panicked to get to opening the presents. He's just, "Give me a hint."
I love that.
That bit where it's like, "I bet you can't guess what I got you." And then Mindy's just like, "Oh, I don't want to guess. I want it to be a surprise." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, then let me guess my present. Let me guess my present." And then she's like, "No, wait till Christmas." He's just like, "Well, give me a hint."
Oh, it's great. Robin Williams just has the ability to go from like 1,000, go to 1,000% like 2 seconds flat.
Oh god.
And I wonder again. I kind of wonder, the grand scheme of things, like how much of that is attributed to cocaine.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Around this time, I think it was after the success of this show, so I think season 1 is safe in that regard, but I think after that is when it goes downhill.
Okay.
He knew John Belushi, and he and the two of them did drugs, and he felt really guilty because at least in the TV movie I told you about, they have a scene where he's with John Belushi the night of his death, right before he died. So I wonder if that's from real life.
Oh boy.
So he was there in the location before he did it.
Right.
So I'm not quite sure.
I'll skip the cocaine. I just want to go to Quentin Tarantino's hash parties. That's all I'm saying. But that's a whole different subject.
Okay, so let's see. So I guess. Oh yeah, Susan comes by again, doesn't she?
Yeah. She's just popping her head in and out the whole episode, basically.
Yeah. Also, I love as we've mentioned before. Basically, she says knock knock, and I love how Mork quickly says,
Don't reply. It's a setup for a terrible joke.
Don't reply. It's a set for a terrible joke. I forget. I remember one thing she says in this scene. Basically, it kind of opened her up to some dimension. They don't pay off on it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, she says she's used to like lonely Christmases in the past, and you get a little sadness behind that line. It's like just a smidge of emotion comes through on that, but then she leaves, and then they don't address it again. Meanwhile,
the character in general is a little like she's
so I think
device. That's all.
So I think now we're at Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
So either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. It looked kind of bright out, but I'm like,
yeah.
Anyways, the point is, because he did say he was going to bring her by for Christmas Day also. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so
I think it might be Christmas Day because she spent the night Christmas Eve.
True.
So.
Anyway, so let's see. So now it's Christmas morning. So the family's there. Mindy's dad, their grandma, and Susan.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing their in the middle of gift exchange. Mork's opened his gifts, and amusingly enough, he has R2-D2, and that makes me smile. Anyway, so let's see.
And he's also got the Simon, and he's just like, oh, that's a catchy tune.
No, I know that's a funny alien. It's just effective. Like it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, right?
Yeah.
Right. Using the Simon, that's funny. Okay, so let's see. So basically now he's giving his homemade gifts to them.
Mm-hmm.
Which include so basically he gives again I gotta love the thought that went into these gifts. The Christmas spirit is definitely there in Mork's end.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
So he gives Mindy's father a hat, and that hat is actually made out of carpet because he says, "I know you've been talking about getting a rug. There you go." And it's a rug that's been formatted to make one of those Canadian hats.
At first, I thought it was just like a tiny like one of those like carpet samples.
I think it is. I think it might actually be just the sample.
Okay, so it's like a carpet sample that's just fashioned into a hat. Nice.
Either that, or it's just literally carpet cut up into pieces. But I think it'd be funnier if it was samples. Because you get free.
Because that's literally what I thought he got. Like I didn't even see the hat at first. I was like, oh my god.
Anyway, so let's see. I love grandma's gift.
Oh yeah.
She gets. I love this. How elaborate it is. Basically, it gives her like an art sculpture that's Liberace made out of chewing gum.
Oh, that's wonderful. I would want that. I would display that.
I'm impressed by it. Robin Williams chewed this gum. It's funny though. It's the fact that it's Liberace.
and then she's just like, oh well, that's unusual.
Yeah, again, she's not condemning it, but actually I forget it. Yeah, she knows at this point that he's a orc, and I'm not sure she's recalling it. Yeah, she knows.
Yeah, it's episode 11, so.
Yeah, sure. Right. Anyway, so let's see. So then Susan, she gets a saucer, and I love the explanation for this. I love Mindy. Again, it makes me love Mindy all the more.
Oh yeah.
Basically says, oh, this is nice. What is this? Why just the saucer? It says, oh, because Mindy said the only thing you'd like would be something shallow. I love the look on Mindy's face and that she's kind of proud that she said it, but she wants to hide it a little.
Right.
She's sitting right next to Susan saying, oh, yeah, I did say it. I'm so proud I said that. Yeah.
Oh, God. I just love the visual imagery of that, just like the lone saucer plate. It looks so sad.
Yeah, I was first just seeing it, it's like, oh, I got her some china. That's nice. But it's
right.
It's like the one part of the china you really don't need. Anyway, so I love Mindy's gift. I love how she gets this really nice looking bracelet.
Oh, man.
What did you? Oh, this is so pretty. What did you use for this? In the attic, we got the flies. That's them. So I love how disgusted but lovingly she is towards us, saying, "Oh, it's nice. You just put it in the box."
And Rob he just goes on like this tangent about like how it's like, what do you do? Something about like tearing out the eyes or something like that.
Basically, no. He said basically he put little clothes on them.
Oh yeah,
and which is amazing. I just hearing him describe the thing just sounds amazing. He put little clothes on me. He painted each of the individual eyes. It took a long time because like
right, yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, it's a nice looking bracelet. First, I love how he opened it too before he said it was made out of flies. Basically
Mhm.
says, "What is it, Mork?" Says it's what did he say it was instead of a bracelet? Oh
Mm.
god,
Yeah, I don't have it written
he said
down.
it was something. Darn it, I
Oh
forgot.
no, he's like, no, it's a lawnmower. Of course, it's a bracelet.
Yeah, that's the line. That was so funny.
I'm
Oh, it's
glad
a
I wrote that
lawnmower.
down. Awesome.
It's a lawnmower. No, it's a bracelet, silly. Very funny. So he's put a lot of lovely thought into these gifts. It's very creative. So at least he put the effort into it.
Mhm.
Which is gonna be important. So let's see. Susan, she thought like her boyfriend gave her like a gift of like a picture of himself, as she's given everyone else.
Yes, yes.
But
Oh
no, he's
god.
actually given a much better gift than that. He's given her $1,000 bill. Why can't we know this guy, Tiki?
Does that even exist?
I don't
Does a
think it exists
$1,000 bill
anymore.
even exist?
Not anymore. I don't think anymore.
I think it only goes up to 500, right?
Even the 500s, I don't think are really flowing nowadays. But
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't think money.
I
in
think the
general is
$1,000
flowing
bills are no longer around though.
Okay. I'm pretty sure my uncle had one, and he also like kind of displayed it. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
I'm
But
still
anyways,
just
yeah.
impressed by the fact we have a $2 bill.
I still have a couple of those floating around.
Anyway, so let's see. Susan has some really mean words. As Mork says, he got something for the whole apartment. He's going upstairs in the
Which,
act.
by the way, we never see.
True, very true.
I really wanted to know what it was because.
Well, unless you might have noticed, it where I did. I don't think any of us noticed it, but it might have been in the ending, maybe.
You mean in the post credits?
Yeah, it might have been
during
there.
credits.
Yeah, it might have been there. I didn't notice it.
Okay. Yeah,
maybe it was like a treetop.
No, I didn't notice anything. So
maybe it was a different treetop, or I'm not sure what it was if it was there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyway, so Mork's going off to get something for the apartment. Basically, she says, some mean words about, saying better than these homemade gifts, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And I like the image of Mork. He's going down the stairs. He's all excited. Then he just stops dead in his tracks.
Yeah, I just love seeing the feet on the staircase.
Right. Yeah.
Then the thing that really struck me, the reason this is a good special, is that it's so realistic. It's like realistic, technically selfishness.
Sure.
And it doesn't make our characters bad, but it's like truthful. Like, we've all been in this position. We get gifts we don't want, and we kind of want to make it clear. It's like one of those kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm moments. Like,
my mother is like the master of that.
Well, that's parents. Parents are impossible to shop for, but
Oh yes.
Point
no, I'm
is
talking
just,
like gifts she's given to me.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But, as always, it's of course the thought that counts.
I've been in the position of I already have this, and I was like, this is nice.
Right, yeah, of course. Yeah, I've been in that position too, sure.
So we've all been in a similar position, but this is 100%. So
that's how I ended up with 2 copies of The Disaster Artist. The book about
That's how Walter White got 2 editions of Mr. Gordon's Wonder Emporium.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so the point is that they're saying, oh man, this is sad. Like these gifts aren't too good. It says, well, how are we gonna make it clear to him so he doesn't do this? We should tell him, or say, no, don't tell him, so he doesn't make this mistake next year.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mork says, oh, I'm sorry, and then they all realize, oh man, he hurt us. That's bad.
Yeah, and
Mork's
Robin Williams' face and the acting just really, really effective. I must say, it's like you really feel for him. It's
like Mork was all psyched about having a really nice Christmas, like giving everyone what they want. He thought they were gonna be jazzed out of their minds for this if he put his heart and soul into these gifts.
Yeah, and he's just like he's crushed. I must admit, you really, it's kind of heartbreaking. It really is. I didn't expect that. Like, at the very end, it really pulls out an emotional moment.
But again, Mork and Mindy, I should note, does this a lot, where they have really emotional episodes or emotional moments.
Okay. So that's cool that they mix in the emotion with the high comedy.
And again, I mentioned to all of you, watch Dr. Morkenstein, very emotional episode. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So, so next, basically, they kind of say, it's the thought that counts, or someone says it's the thought that counts. And then Mork says, wait, you can give thoughts as gifts? We can do that? Says, well, what do you mean, give thoughts as gifts? Says, oh, I can do that. Watch. And he uses a little finger trick, and he goes in their minds and unlocks the thought.
Mm-hmm.
For the holidays. And let's see, the thoughts are, you want to go through the thoughts?
Yeah, Mindy, she says she had a dog named Peppy. Kind of an unusual name for a dog, I must say. But Anyways, because I just think of
Well,
Pepe.
maybe it was a king prawn.
But anyways, she's like, oh, yeah, we had a dog and it ran away, and I'm pretty sure it got ran over by a car. But I just remember the first time I saw him. And then the grandma, she remembers the first Christmas with her husband. Very very simple. Just like, oh, it was such a beautiful night. And then the father or the grandfather, whatever, is it the father? Yeah, it's the father, right?
Yeah, it's the father, but also the grandmother was remembering getting the tree with her husband.
Right, and then
it was Minnie's father
has the most emotional of all, because he's just like, I have no thoughts, because I just remembered the first time that I held my newborn son.
Daughter.
And it's like, was it daughter?
Yeah, it's Mindy. It's Mindy's father, Tiki.
I could have sworn he said son.
No, daughter.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I've only.
I'm sorry. So he's literally talking to Mindy.
This show. I don't know if he has a brother or not.
I mean, he's talking to Mindy though. he's mentioning it to Mindy, and like it's. I'm sorry, Dave. I don't mean to be harsh on you.
But it's weird, because I literally have it written down in my notes as son, so I guess I must have misheard it. So yeah, I really like that idea. That it's just a nice. It's, of course, this is another Christmas tradition. Is we've always got to have, like, oh man, they're going out of their way to get one gift, but then, alas, another gift pops up that's like 10 times as good, and just brings the whole thing together. So.
Oh yeah, it's going truly from the heart. I mean, the other ones weren't enough from the heart, and these really are from the heart.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like,
essentially, a lot of tears of love are shed, literally in a funny way. They're all grabbing tissues.
Yeah.
Then essentially it's a joyous holiday, and again, our characters technically, except for our main is Susan learned nothing.
Oh no, not at all.
Susan learned absolutely nothing. She got $1,000 actually, so that's
her morality arguably
give her money,
like plummeted.
Essentially, just give her money.
Yeah.
But our main characters kind of realize, we were being a little selfish. It's the fact that he put the thought into it more, so he gives something even better. He gives, like, unlocked thoughts. Technically, our characters don't learn a lot either, but still, they see a thought can truly mean a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's a nice message. Just a gift comes from the heart, and you just kind of hopefully it'll hit right with the person.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It was really sweet for sure. Nice way.
And again, our ending, no Mork calling Morrison, oddly enough. It's just Mork kind of on Christmas Eve, I presume, or Christmas night, if they do pay off that gift thing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he comes downstairs, just he's looking hopefully at the Christmas tree, like, oh boy, Christmas is coming. That's pretty much it.
This doesn't make sense to me, though, because it's like they've already opened their gifts, so it's like that really threw me off, to tell you the truth. I'm like, this is like chronologically confused a little bit.
Yeah, if the tree is literally on Christmas Eve, that is a little odd to show. They're just going for going for like an emotional ending. That's what they're doing. But
like you said, I wish we would have seen Orson for sure. All right, so anyways, with that random kind of ending intact, so that is Mork's First Christmas, and I must say, yeah, this one really. I really enjoyed it. Just really, really good comedy. Just, of course, great improv bits by Robin Williams throughout. Great physical performance. And a really, really emotional climax. So, overall, Blue Dragon 5, I definitely give this Christmas special my seal of approval.
Yeah, it's really just the message of this, just being the holidays are times again, goodwill towards men, just being nice to each other, even though people as we love have their shortcomings, we're really just clinging to the positive thoughts of the year on this holiday, and that's really what this special was about in the end.
Oh yes. So that's another one for the books. We did the Happy Days, and now we did the Happy Days spinoff. So who knows where we'll go next? But tomorrow, Blue Dragon 5. Tomorrow. Now, last Thursday, we did 2 DreamWorks specials in particular. We did The Dragons, The Gift of the Night Fury, and then we did the very satisfying, I must say, Kung Fu Panda Christmas special. Really good ones. So, this time around, we're going to take a look at a franchise that I'm not really that fond of. We're going to be having a Merry Madagascar tomorrow night. Oh, boy. Blue Dragon 5 Ball, I have a story that I'll tell you tomorrow night about Madagascar, why I kind of personally don't like that franchise. But it'll be interesting because this is the first thing in Christmas of July that I actively dislike that we're going to be looking into. So,
well, I think you'll like the Penguins one a little more.
Oh, that's right. Are we going to do the Penguins one tomorrow, or are we going to do?
Well, I thought we were doing both. That one's only 10 minutes, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Fair enough. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll enjoy the Penguins one, but the actual Madagascar special, I don't know. I really don't care for those characters all that much, and I kind of hate the animation style.
I don't know.
So.
I think it might win you over, but we'll see.
All right, we'll see. Like I said, it's an interesting experiment because it's literally the first thing in Christmas of July that I really just actively don't like. So, but hey, I'm down. I'm totally down. So yeah, tomorrow, Merry Madagascar, and in the meantime, that's another Christmas special in the books. And as we've discussed all throughout this episode, there's all kinds of tropes for these Christmas specials. Of course, there's the Christmas shopping at the last minute. There's the gift that no one expects that ends up being really awesome. Just all kinds of good tropes. And, we really feel here in Christmas in July that there's a very specific scientific formula to these Christmas specials. And gosh darn it, we want to find it.
And how are we going to do that, Tiki? How are we going to find it?
We're going to do that by putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope. Once again, next time on Christmas in July.
Fa la 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 na na nu.
Oh!